When I was growing up, we used to have a lot of word fights around the supper table. Not fights with words, but fights about words. What they meant, where they'd come from, even where they were going. I knew I wanted to put words together and write a book when I grew up. When I was in my 20s, I read that James Michener hadn't written his first book until he was 40. So I set that as a goal. First book by 40. Then I hit 40. No book. I picked 50 as my new goal. 50 came and went. Still no book. All I had was a first sentence that built and changed in my mind for months, maybe a year. Then that single sentence blossomed into a single chapter. And that seemed to be that. That New Year's, I hadn't made any resolutions. There was so much of ordinary daily life to be lived that it didn't feel like there was room for anything else. Then the February 1st, 2007 Women's Day was in my mailbox in late December. When I got to Kathy Bonner's article in the process called What I Want Next, I knew I was on the edge of possibility. This process, created by Jane Hickey, was described as a powerful tool that helps you learn what you truly want next in your life. The possibilities were so big that I put the process away for several days, holding it close to my heart like a secret before I finally sat down to work through it. The first direction was to spend 3 minutes listing items to answer this question. By the end of my life, what do I want to have done? I felt like I had jumped into the deep end of the pool and didn't know if I could swim. After more questions and their answers, the challenge was to set aside time on the calendar, the next week's calendar, to take a specific action toward accomplishing these goals. My day job didn't make the final sifting process of what I wanted next, but writing a book did. I called a writer friend and asked if she'd look at my chapter. She read through it, laughing in all the right parts, and then offered to connect me with her writing coach, Amber. After interviewing me by phone and seeing bits and pieces of my writing by email, Amber took me on. To be a writer, you have to write. That meant, Amber pointed out, making a space in my life to do that and to defend that space even against myself. And so I set aside Wednesdays. Writing Wednesdays, I call them. Sometimes I pluck words out of my brain, word by painful word. Sometimes the words flow. Sometimes I dream through a situation. My characters hover close when I'm quiet enough to listen, urging me to find out what they're up to. Do I have a book yet? No, but I have 19 chapters of something that feels terrific, that feels like I'm living the dream of a lifetime. To say yes to writing, I'm learning to say no to many other things, even good things, that cry for my attention. To live well every day is to walk carefully through choices so that my dream has a chance to be nurtured, the chance to bloom. Thanks to Woman's Day, I've been pushed out of my everyday comfort zone and into my dreams to live well every single day of my life.